began recording with just myself, my acoustic guitar, and the remnant of Tom Joad I tried to write for the band. Once I cut that song, in the version that appears on the album, I had a feeling for the record that I wanted to make. I'd pick up where I left off with Nebraska, set the stories in the mid-90s and in the land of my current residence, California.
Saturday is a major anniversary for Bruce Springsteen fans around Youngstown. It's been 25 years since he released the song titled Youngstown. Shortly after, Springsteen played here and toured some of our industrial history.
You know, they built the buildings that we live in, the bridges that we cross. They gave their sons and their daughters to the wars that were fought.
Springsteen refers to Sweet Jenny, the Jeanette blast furnace that once graced Briar Hill, and that Springsteen walked around during his visit with photographer Michael Williamson and author Dale Maharidge, whose book, Journey to Nowhere, The Saga of the New Underclass, is where Springsteen got the idea for the Youngstown song.
Bruce captured in about 250 words what took me a whole book to say.
To get to the furnace, Springsteen walked about a mile through ankle-deep snow.
But I told Bruce, I said, if they catch us, they'll probably arrest us. And he said, let's go.
They then spent about 90 minutes hanging around the Jeanette furnace.
He was enraptured. We split up, and it was almost, I hate to say this, it sounds kind of weird, religious. I had my own demons, Bruce had his demons. We walked around, then we convened back at the base of the blast furnace, and talked politics for about a half hour.
Yeah, to me, the Ghost of Tom Joad, it was that spirit of idealism, you know. And I think if you travel through the Central Valley, say in California now, many of the same conditions exist that existed in the 30s. It's going on and on. The difference is skin color is a little different. You know, it's Mexicans, Mestizo Indians, you know, but a lot of the conditions still exist, and so the song was about where is the spirit of where's his spirit now today, you know, when it's needed.
スプリングスティーンさんっていうとロックで後ろにバックバンドが控えてて、今はもうたった一人でギターとハーモニカだけで、どんどんこう歌が内面の自分の中に入っていくような感じが外から見ててもよくわかるんですけども、やっぱり迫害されている人、マイノリティの皆さんに視線は行くんですか？
I think mainly I just set out to tell a good story. You know, this group of songs was the internal life of these songs was sort of very dark, and I don't try to be the voice of any particular group of people. I look around and I try to write about what I see. I think that's what good writers hopefully try to do.
私は小説家がそうであるようにですね、自分が周りを見ていて、で自分が見た様を歌にしたいというふうに思って書いております。ですから、
This is like really downtown LA.
It was during our California stay that I began to think about my new record. The Ghost of Tom Joad was the result of a decade-long inner debate I'd been having with myself after the success of Born in the USA. That debate centered on a single question: where does the rich man belong? If it was true that it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of God, I wouldn't be walking through those pearly gates any time soon. But that was okay. There was still plenty of work to be done down here on Earth. That was the premise of the Ghost of Tom Joad. What is the work for us to do in our short time here? On November 21st, 1995, I stepped onto the stage at the State Theater in New Brunswick, New Jersey, for my first full solo acoustic concert since the early 70s at Max's Kansas City. I was going to have to hold this audience for 2.5 hours without a band.
Well, friends, it's my pleasure to introduce to you my friend Bruce Springsteen.
Fans had to bring the quiet, and they did. Many of my characters were isolated men, and you needed to feel the weight of the space and emptiness around and inside of them. You needed to hear their thoughts, to bring the starkness of their landscape to life. These concerts revived me. They inspired me to dig deeper into the core of my songwriting, sending me back to my hotel room each night to spend the early hours of the morning with my songbook, working the new vein I'd found. I ended the tour, recommitted to my topical songwriting, something I'd abandoned during the last several records. I finally felt comfortable again in my own skin. There were new songs to write.